Once, in a small village nestled at the foot of a majestic mountain, there lived a humble but wise old man named Tao. He was known throughout the village as a man who possessed an inner peace that seemed unshakable. No matter what challenges life presented to him, he always wore a serene and joyful smile. One day, a curious young man named Li decided to pay a visit to Tao. He had heard about Tao's remarkable ability to remain happy and calm in the face of adversity, and he was eager to learn the secret behind it. Li found Tao in his modest home, tending to his garden with a radiant smile on his face. "Master Tao," Li began, "I've heard about your extraordinary happiness and serenity, and I want to know how you manage to stay so content no matter what happens." Tao put down his gardening tools and looked at Li with warm, understanding eyes. "Come, young one, sit with me for a moment," he said, patting the ground next to him. Li eagerly joined Tao, ready to absorb the wisdom that had eluded him thus far. Tao began to speak in a calm and soothing tone. "My dear friend, happiness is not the absence of problems, it's the way we choose to respond to them. Let me share a story with you that might shed some light on this matter." Li leaned in, eager to hear the story. In the heart of a vast forest, there stood a tall and ancient oak tree. Its branches reached high into the sky, and its roots ran deep into the earth. One day, a great storm descended upon the forest, with strong winds and torrential rain. The storm raged for hours, and many trees were uprooted, their branches broken. Yet, the ancient oak tree remained standing tall. After the storm passed, the other trees gathered around the oak tree, amazed that it had withstood the tempest. They asked, "How did you manage to stay strong while the rest of us were uprooted and broken?" The oak tree replied, "I, too, felt the force of the storm, and I swayed with the wind. I did not resist the storm's power, for that would have surely broken me. Instead, I bent and yielded to the forces of nature. I let the wind pass through my branches, and I allowed the rain to nourish my roots. I did not resist, and so I survived." Master Tao looked at Li and continued, "You see, my dear friend, life is full of storms and challenges. It's not about avoiding them or pretending they don't exist. Instead, it's about learning to bend and yield, to accept the flow of life and make the best of it. Just like the ancient oak tree, we can choose to remain steadfast and resilient, not by resisting, but by accepting and adapting to the storms that come our way." Li pondered the story, and as he gazed at Tao's serene countenance, he began to understand the profound wisdom hidden within it. The secret to happiness, he realized, lay not in avoiding life's challenges, but in embracing them with an open heart, just as the ancient oak tree had embraced the storm. From that day forward, Li strove to live by Tao's teachings. He learned to bend and yield, to find contentment in every moment, no matter what life presented to him. And in time, he, too, became known for his unwavering happiness, a happiness that arose not from the absence of difficulties but from his ability to embrace and adapt to the ever-changing flow of life, just like the wise old man, Tao, and the ancient oak tree.